this all get started over here at Mockingbird?
About 2014, I was in another studio with another partner, and we split. And Matthew, the guy who owns this building, he and I teamed up, and we started a live sound production company called White Noise. And then about a year later or so, we hooked up with Alex and Kelly, and this building became available. And Matthew was like, "Hey, if you guys want to build a studio and do that," we were like, "Sweet, yeah, let's do it." So we came in and rebuilt the inside of the building and built all the panels and everything for the walls. We built the console desk and everything just to make it handmade and us. So and so we've been open since 2015.
Right on. Right
yeah.
on. So what are we running here? What do you give me a little run through of your setup here?
So we start off with the Toft. We've got a 32 channel Toft audio made by the same guy who made the Trident 80B, and that's basically what this is. This is called a Toft ATB. That's a play on the words, but basically the same console, same EQ, same preamps, just in a smaller footprint. And then on this side we've got a bunch of boutique preamps, different brands, different colors, different styles. Focusrites are really, really clean. They're really transparent. I love them a lot for overheads and anything that I want to capture directly. SSLs are great for guitars and anything you want with grit. APIs are great for low end. I love the low end of the APIs. And then this DBX actually I use on snares a lot because it's got a built-in limiter and a DBX preamp in it, and it gets a lot of nice grit. But this UA is my absolute favorite preamp that we have. It's super colorful. It's got a bunch of different modes you can put it in, but it's super versatile. I really, really like the UA a lot. And then we come to, got a bunch of compressors. So we've got, this is a SSL G-Bus clone by Giraffe Audio. It's a really, really good clone. ACP 88, it's just a standard 8-channel compressor with a gate. The Avalon, this is like a whole channel strip. We use this a lot for vocal, hip hop, things like that. Don't use the 166 very much, I don't. And then we got a couple of Warm Audio 1176 clones that also sound really, really good. The transformers they put in these are really, really solid.
Nice, nice.
Then we got our patch bay. We patch everything in, so typically we go from either of our rooms, which you'll see in a minute, go into the console in here, and then we're running the Orion converters. So we've got 32 channel in and out, and then a bunch of outboard gear, some MIDI stuff, some delays and reverbs, and some more compression and stuff.
Now you use all this tracking, or is it a hybrid mix?
It's hybrid. It really depends on the client. Like today, my session, it was a 4-hour session with a full band, so it was straight. Everything was straight into the console. I didn't use any compression. We just didn't have enough time to really dial things like that in. But when you have time, absolutely, outboard gear all the way, and I print what I try to get the sounds before we record into the computer. So.
And you were telling me you came in today and all this was here.
Yeah. So one of my business partners, his sister, I'm assuming is just not using a lot of it. So she brought over some new gear, which will be nice to play with, and then we got the lunch box up there, which we'll be putting some new stuff in as soon as we get it. So. Yeah. But yeah. So just little new toys here and there. And then we've got our main, this room was actually designed as our control room. That desk was designed to fit into this room.
You outgrew it?
Well, once we put it in here, you could only fit 2 people in here with the desk, and it was like, no, that's not gonna work. So we turned this into a little smaller vocal booth or bigger vocal booth. We can do small drum sets, guitars, vocals. This is mostly where we do the vocal sessions. We don't actually have like an isolation booth per se.
You got a Rhodes and a Wurlitzer?
We do. We have a Rhodes and a Wurlitzer. I got 2 Leslies.
Oh, nice.
We got an M3 organ. I've got a Baby Grand, Story and Clark piano, and then we've got a little upright piano that we use as well.
Is this your main vocal mic, or do you have a different one?
That is my favorite vocal mic. That's a Mic Tech CV4. It's a tube mic, and it is, I would put it up against a U87 or any other great mic.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that is my main vocal mic. It doesn't work on some people, but for the most part, it's pretty good on everything.
Pretty solid, huh?
Yeah, so we've also got the CV3, which is the one right before that one. It's not a tube mic, but it's a large diaphragm condenser, kind of like the U87, and it's also extremely clear and crisp. Carrot came in when we first got it, and I was in here with the control room in here, and that CV3 was in that room, and I'm sitting here talking to him, and he walked out of the room and walked into that room, and I thought he walked out and walked back in because I wasn't looking, and it was just, I was like, holy cow, like that's exactly what you sound like. So
crazy.
it was really cool.
So these acoustic treatments, are DIY or?
It is DIY. It's Corning, what is it, 7306, the insulation foam. We made the frames for them and then just covered them with our own denim covering.
Yeah, I like these, the designs of them.
Yeah, so the wooden panels are actually made by Auralex. So the panel that's on the panel, this is actually made by Auralex. And then we've got a couple more that are diffusers that are made by Auralex too, but the frames and everything, we put them in.
And your clouds and everything?
Yeah, the clouds we made. So like these are plastic and those are from Auralex, so we just framed them.
Oh, nice.
But those are high frequency diffusers. So this is our main tracking room. This is where we do rehearsals, drums, as you can see. So like I said, I just got done doing a punk band, and so this is one of our house kits. So, yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
So.
Sounds like I left the amp on.
Yeah, I've got my Marshall in the back here. So, and then you come to the back, let me shut this off. So yeah, so this is our kitchen area. This is our drum closet, all of our studio kits.
Very nice.
A couple of AOT kits, DW kits, and then a Yamaha touring kit. Their studio set, which is really nice. Use that a lot. That black kit we use a lot.
Cable management.
Cable management is key. So and that's our mic locker. So we've got
anything crazy in here?
Man, we've got a little bit of everything. Like we've got some Neumanns. We've got, you know, like 2 different sets of 414s. Got some old Sony C38Bs, which are really cool. We've got this RCA 45. So we bought this. This is a Frank Sinatra ribbon mic. We bought this for $300 because the whole inside of it had been blown up.
Oh shit!
And we paid another $300 to a guy to put the right parts into it. So it cost us $600 for this mic, which is insane for that. But yeah, we've got a really nice mic locker. We've got some Placid Audio stuff, some Copperphone stuff, Cascade, Blue, Neumann, AKG. All the standard stuff. You know, we don't have any U87s or any like super duper vintage old school stuff like that, except for like the RCAs, and this EV1 is pretty cool. Kind of the same thing, but that's just a large diaphragm.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then,
as far as like amps and stuff.
Yeah, as far as amps go, we've got all sorts of colors. We've got a couple of deluxe reverbs, some like a Mesa Lone Star. This right here is the Marshall 410 HJS. That's my personal amp that I use for my band and stuff. So David Eden, we've got all sorts of different guitars, and you know, because me and my other 2 business partners were guitar players, and then we've got a drummer in the family as well. So we've got all sorts of nice little toys.
And anybody that comes and records, they're free to use anything.
Oh yeah. We just got to know about it beforehand, because some of this stuff, like I said, it's all of this is personal gear.
Yeah.
So if it's needed, we just need to know beforehand, and we can make sure that it's here. But yeah, it is all free reign for the studio. If you get session time, it's here for you to use.
Right on.
So that big blue speaker in the back, that's one of our Leslie's. We've got a little foot switch on top of it, so you can make the rotation faster, slower. You can turn the rotation off. You can actually power a guitar amp from that cabinet because it's got tubes in it.
Yeah.
And you can power that from a guitar amp. So
I bet that's rad.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's loud though. It's one of those like everything else in the room has to be super loud, or that's all you hear is woo shoo 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 shoo. So
what's the story with this kick drum over here?
So that is my business partner. My business partner, two of them are in a band called the DeMigs, and that was they put that record out probably a year or two before we opened the studio. And that's an old marching drum that Matthew, my business partner, had. And so he was actually he turned that into a kick drum, put their logo on it, and he was using that for their tour for that album. And then when they got done, he just put it up because it's never used it again. So.
And I love this, you got rack gear in your kitchen.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got gear everywhere. We can't figure out where to put it. So
it's not a bad problem to have.
No, it's not. So it's just being able to use it all is the problem. It's like, when do I get to play with this? So, but yeah, it's
cool.
Yeah.
So where can anybody go to find you to book a session?
So you can go to mockingbird.sound.com and you can find us on there. You can find us on Facebook, the Instagrams, and all of that good stuff.
I'll have all the links too. But.
Yeah, and then info@mockingbirdsound.com if you want to book a session or have any questions. That'll get to all of us, and we'll get back to you and answer you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to show us or let us know?
I don't know. That's about it.
Pretty much it. It's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean
What about this tape machine over here? Is that?
Oh, that's a 24-track 2-inch that does work. It's just not a lot of people use it because tape is a very, very fickle thing, and you've got to be really good and tight to work on tape. But that we bought that out of Michigan, I think, Minnesota maybe, and they went and picked it up for like $1,500, but it came with a bunch of gold tape, like brand new gold tape, and some tracks from other bands, and so we've dumped them and listened to them, and they sound great, but tape is so hard to find.
Yeah, definitely not in bad shape.
No, it's in great shape. The connectors on the back of it we had to actually make ourselves. They're like old German, they call them Tungsol. They're like 30-pin. They look like they're off a nuclear reactor. But they don't make them anymore. We couldn't find them online, so we found a couple of pairs that had been cut, and we 3D printed them and wired them ourselves.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's good stuff. It sounds good. That tape machine sounds really good.
Right on. And monitors?
Monitors, we got the HR824s by Mackie, and then a set of the Yamaha NS10s.
What DAW are you guys running?
Me and Kelly run Pro Tools mostly, and then Alex runs Reaper. But we do, I Fruity Loops, Logic, Mix Bus, SonarWorks, or Digital Performer, not SonarWorks. Any of them, we've got them all just in case we need to pull sessions or anything like that. So.
Awesome, man. Well, appreciate you taking the time to let us see your place.
Yeah, man, appreciate you coming out.
All right, well, we'll see you later.
All right, bud.
Thanks.